No, it absolutely did not take, Dean. It did not take. Hello, my lovelies. How is everybody? How are you doing? It's Friday. I'm so excited that it's Friday. Means there's no virtual school for Saturday and Sunday. Thank God. Thank God. How is everybody doing? What are you up to? I'm glad that you're here and joining me. We're going to be going back to Shanny's video. Hello, husband. We're going to be going back to Shanny's video about how Jesus wants her to be on YouTube. um, Caught her stupid ASMR stream last night and challenged her to prove herself. He didn't. Then Rev came in to ask for his desk in distress and promptly left like a chicken. Excuse me. Sorry, my asthma's acting up a wee bit today. I watched a bit of it last night and I don't really understand the draw of what she thinks that people want to come and see, because basically all she does is she takes her character, she opens up a million menus, goes through a bunch of million menus, and then runs around and really doesn't do anything. Like the 10 minutes or so I watched, it was just her character like running around in circles on the island, and I was like, what does that have to do with anything? You know what I mean? I don't know. There were a lot of people that were hating on her in her side chat, but she was completely silent. So, I mean, what a surprise, right? Um, so if you haven't caught, just like coming off of the Shanny topic for a second, we covered Ziad yesterday, and Ziad put out a video about me earlier this morning, and my husband's going to be going into depth about later about and explaining why Ziad is wrong and why he basically fabricated what he's saying. But basically, he's claiming that I last night at some point logged into his Twitter account and hacked his Twitter account. And then he showed his screen, and it showed that it was logged in from Ontario, Canada, which is where I live. And it's really funny because he thinks that that's going to convince people. His followers tend to just kind of believe whatever he says. But the thing to consider is that it's just easy enough just to log into a VPN and hop on a server that's located in Ontario, Canada, and log into your Twitter account. And then it looks like, somebody from Ontario, Canada is logged into your Twitter account. So it's funny that he's trying to make this claim that I'm somehow hacking him, but he didn't change his password. All he did was log out of the, the sessions, even though there was 3 other sessions there. One was from India, one was from Turkey, so it's like, yeah, you're not very good at lying. I just had a stressful sortie on Warframe. Oh, playing some games. I have wanted to play some games probably for the past like 2 weeks or so, but I've kind of gotten myself into a slump where I don't even know what I want to play. So it's just kind of like, I don't know, haven't been feeling the mojo. All right, let's go ahead and we'll jump into the Shanny video. I think we might have to turn up her volume a wee bit. There we go. And then we're going to see what Miss Shan has to say about why she wants to preach on YouTube, and have a good chuckle at that. We're streaming the content that I don't have Ziad's approval to stream. Oh, husband. Well, you will do, because you have a background in IT, you will have a much better time at explaining how he did what he did. Because I'm just basically going off the information that you gave me, that, you log into a VPN server. Basically, a VPN server can be anywhere in the world, and it looks like you are logged into that particular server, right? So even though you're on one side of the world, you can log into a VPN server on the other side of the world, and, it's laughable that he thinks that people are going to believe that shit. But anyway, small peepee men.
Holy crap.
All right, let's turn her volume up. Let me know if you guys have a hard time hearing her.
I hate heavy, so this is speaking to me, Shannon Rev. Yeah, man. I I get angry a lot
Oh, we
and
couldn't
I get
tell.
impulsive a lot
Uh-huh.
and I say things I don't mean when I'm like triggered that way and I make rash.
Okay, so that's an interesting point that she brings up, that she lashes out when she's triggered. And now, whether or not she's actually BPD or not is kind of irrelevant, because even if she is, that's not an excuse to allow your triggers to be assholes to other people. You know what I mean? It's not a get out of jail free card for treating people like shit. So, I mean, all the horrible shit she said, all the racist shit she said, all the ways that she's abused her kids, that's not an excuse to be an asshole. You know, we're not just going to forgive you because of that. Hello, Bite Me. Welcome, welcome. Meth will do that to you. Yes, meth will absolutely do that to you. Get your Crow J mojo on. Oh, you know what, Knitting Gamer? I have I splurged a little bit and I bought myself a big ball of, oh, I can't remember what it's called. Hang on. It's going to drive me nuts. But I have yarn being delivered today. Crap, I just said that out loud and my husband is in my husband is in the stream. He's not supposed to know when I purchase yarn. But I'm going to pull up the color of it. Hang on. Oops. I can click things. Honest. It is called Ombre Sea Coral. So it's like a bunch of different shades of pink. It is gorgeous. I have not decided what I'm going to make with it yet. Whether I'm going to do, I think I'm probably going to do a hat. But it's so pretty. It's all kinds of different colors of pinks, and I can't wait. I can't wait to get it. Yeah. Hi, husband. I love you. It was on sale. It only cost me $10, and I'm trying to gather some crafting supplies to make my Christmas gifts this year, and this was kind of one of them. So, yeah. Oh, let me tell you, it's rainy and damp outside, and that is driving my asthma absolutely nuts. It's ridiculous. Is this safe? I didn't buy yarn. I totally didn't buy yarn. Just skip over that part, okay? All right.
Decisions when I don't think it through. So, I get you there. We all have our problems in life.
Uh-huh.
And we I understand the anger you have. Like we all have this like anger thing where we're just like been so screwed over by people in the world that we just want to take it out on others, and it's like if we step out of our emotions and look at it in a logical and I guess humble perspective, a lot of the times when people are throwing hatred on you and throwing
It's funny that she's called this stream I Need to Preach. And she's preaching about trying to look at situations objectively and using logic when she can't really do that. So she's literally not practicing what she preaches. Don't let Hebby criticize you. You're in charge here. You have the boobs. Hi, Grampy Lobster. We're not going to discuss my yarn collection, how large my yarn collection is, how much of it I have here, and how a lot of it has extended into Pennsylvania too. I have a whole box of it in Pennsylvania, so the yarn stash is growing quite exponentially. So we're not going to tell the husband that.
and just that
Want it, yeah.
it's because they're hurting inside. They're either like self-reflecting what they don't like about themselves, and they're like, no, you can't be like me, don't be like that. I don't live with G-Man. Next.
We've had confirmation that you live with G-Man, so maybe you need to sit and self-reflect on the fact that you lie.
But you know what? You're just gonna be disrupted, dude. I just like bye. Like don't be disruptive like that, man. Grow up.
AKA, don't ask questions I don't like to answer.
Grow up, man. You're like trying to get in someone's business and it's gross. Like grow up. Like you know.
I'm going to blast my business all over the internet, but you are absolutely not allowed to comment on it.
Like, how long are you going to act like you're in middle school? Like, seriously, getting in everyone's business and trying to expose people as bad people. How long are you going to do it? Like,
I think we could probably ask you the same thing, Shanny. It's really funny how she's throwing this stuff out, but she doesn't do it herself.
can you turn from your ways? Can you
Sitting
stop
in a
that
black
and like
road for
learn
2
how to
months,
love and
right?
forgive people
Gross.
for their mistakes and their
And
flaws?
you know, after seeing the state of that apartment, that robe has not been washed. So imagine how it smells, especially around the ass area where she's been sitting on it all day and stewing and gross, disgusting.
Do that, because if you can't, you're a very weak person. Period. And that says more about you than with me. I had so much hate for certain people. I had an ex who I haven't seen in 5 years try to get it Avo on me. The magistrates dropped it and understood my side. I let it release me. I will be in peace now. Yeah, dude. Be in peace.
Maybe as
stuff,
long
man.
as you keep putting stuff on the internet,
You know,
right? Exactly.
Usually when someone is taken out of your life, it's usually because God has better things and that person was really toxic in your life, really a drain in your life. You know, and it's sad and you mourn them. Like I'm like really sad over Foodie Beauty. You know, I had to unsubscribe to her. I can't. It's so.
She acts like her and Chantel were like best buds. But she talks a lot about Foodie Beauty. But how often does Foodie Beauty actually talk about Shanny? She doesn't really pay attention to Shanny. So unless they're like besties in DMs and stuff, Chantal doesn't even acknowledge that Shanny exists. I think I've only ever seen one Foodie Beauty video where she's actually talked about Shanny. You know, the message on the screen. Oh, sorry, I wasn't looking at StreamYard again. Bunk. There we go. Oh no, that's not it. There we go. Thank you for for pointing that out. Oh God, Leon, here. There you go. You can have a wrench. I'm not on my game today because it's Friday. I'm tired.
Watching someone lie to her audience and then feel sorry for me and then
oh, did she just say what I thought she said? Watching her lie to her audience. That sounds extremely familiar there, Shan.
Oh, I'm okay. Don't like. It's just, I know she's in a relationship that's really toxic, and I just can't watch it, and I don't want to support him. So what do? If you can't support him, and he's being benefited by Chantal, you have to stop watching her. You know, I can't watch someone who's just destructing like that.
I can remember Shanny attacking her audience for them not supporting her. I wonder if she's ever considered that maybe her audience has felt the way that she feels about Chantel, like they do with Shanny, and that's why they don't want to support her.
Not good for anyone. It's so easy to hate. Forgiveness is the hardest task. Exactly.
She has tells of like, when she's lying, and they're easy tells biting her. Yeah,
it's more than saying sorry.
Can I just note that I hate her singing. I hate her singing so much. It's so cringy. So tell us about your mother, Shanny. Oh God. Hi, no one. How are you? Stuttering is another one. She stutters to get the story straight in her head. Yes, absolutely.
Like, actually looking at someone that, you know, you dislike and actually just really forgiving them. And when I say forgiveness, I mean not mentioning anything you don't like about them ever again and just letting them be who they are. You know, kind of like it.
It sounds like her microphone is messing up. It's making that staticky noise again. When it
comes to Chantal, and I don't want to.
And that's a shame that, you know, they have like a $700 mic, and it sounds that terrible and makes that noise.
Gossip or anything, but this is just my own personal feelings. It's, to me, it feels like,
or it might be my headset. I'm not sure.
Making light and making fun of people.
Her hair looks clean. I know, right?
And
it looks like she's actually washed it for once.
And then she's also making fun of, you know, de-use, you know, by saying, oh, look at me, I got these burns on my mouth because of, said, drug of choice. And it's like, wow. Like, you really have people who are concerned about you, and you go and you do that.
No, it's her mic. Okay.
And make light of something that.
Thank you for clarifying, because sometimes my headset does make that noise.
Die from, and I don't understand it, and that makes me depressed.
So is she trying to imply that she needs to preach because of Chantal? She's judging Chantal's behavior? She's one to talk, especially about drug use. Not at the roots. It looks stringy and greasy near her roots. Well, that's the first place hair really gets greasy, though. So this might be like 2 days ago she washed it type thing, where the rest of it also could be because I've dyed my hair quite a few times. Like, I've bleached it like Shanny has here. And there's a lot of times where, because I've done so much damage to this hair, that it doesn't really ever get greasy. It doesn't look greasy, but the roots where my fresh hair is, I guess, or the healthy hair is, will get greasy really quickly. So it could be that too. It's just because the bleached part of her hair is just so dry and damaged that it doesn't look as dirty as quickly as her roots do.
It really does. It makes me depressed that she goes that far, and I want the best for her. But at this point, I can't support her in her decisions. I can't support her by watching her, and I don't think anyone else should. But I'm not.
I can guarantee you that Chantal couldn't give two shits about you watching her, supporting her. Like, one subscriber, woohoo! I mean, when you look at, actually, I'm going to take a quick look at Chantal's account, because I know she was bleeding supporters, and she had dropped down quite a bit. I just want to see if it's changed at all, because I haven't looked in a while. Let's take a look. Oh, she's live now, too. She's back up to 88.2. She had dropped down to like 87 point something, but now she's back up to 88.2. So she's not losing as many as she was before. No, thank you.
Tell anyone else to do it. It's your life, how you want to do it. I think she's gotten way too much, and she's all alone, and she's desperate, and she needs love, and she needs actual friends who care about her, and not a...
Is this Shanny talking about Chantal, or is this Shanny talking about Shanny? I see a lot of similarities here.
An echo chamber telling her everything she does is cool.
Yeah.
That's how I feel,
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what Shanny wants.
I can't do it anymore. I'm not talking about her anymore. I'm going to drop that. I forgive her for all that, but it's like
she even really wants or needs your forgiveness.
And say you're going to not do something and then you do it, which I know some people are going to be like, but you said you quit YouTube. I know. I want to. Trust me.
Is she going to say it? Is she going to say it? I want to quit YouTube, but Jesus is making me.
But when you have people needing to hear from you and rely on you, what do? Do you just give up on those people just because you don't want to get hurt? Or do you continue doing what you've been doing for years and not give up? Like, should I give up, or should I just, continue on? I don't know.
Do you want us to answer that?
Have you ever gone through a moment in your life where you felt like you wanted to quit and you said you were going to quit and you didn't? I don't know.
The thing is that this is not a one-time off for you, Shanny. You've done this quite a few times, actually, probably a good 4 or 5 since just having this particular channel. So the fact that you say you're going to quit and then the next day you're not quitting and then you're going to quit again, you go back and forth so much that it's just become one big joke. Just like you.
I don't know. Forgive me. Call me a liar. I don't care. Whatever.
Oh, you care. You care a lot. We know you care.
Whoa, honey, your mic is horrible.
Is it?
Yeah. It sounded like, I don't know.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit overmodulated.
Oh, okay. How's it now?
Does she generally replay Animal Crossing? I have honestly, no idea.
You gotta give me time.
Okay. I'm hoping it sounds better.
Hang on. I'm over here.
Okay.
Oh, she still has that little sound. Well, at least we confirmed that it's her and not me.
Is it any of your business?
It's no better, man.
No?
It's all scratchy. Horrible.
Okay.
Just like Chantal's none of your business. Oh, okay. Here, let's see how long she takes to come back. Oh, rather quickly.
Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Does it sound better? No, yes, yes, no.
Oh, you got it.
Okay, I just had to unplug the USB and then plug it back in. Got it. You know what? Here, I'm gonna mod you, Carla.
Oh, more simps being modded.
If you want to get rid of the people who are just being rude, that's fine by me. You know. Oh, wait, you're Carla. Never mind. You're saying mean stuff to me. Get the fuck off my shit, man. Sorry about that.
She
Let me remove
almost
you.
modded someone
Hide
that
you.
was being rude. Oh, Shanny. Stupid. Tech support Rev, right? So when is God coming into this? This was the stream where she started off saying that Jesus wanted her to come back to YouTube.
User on this channel. There we go. Why you guys gotta be so disruptive and mean like that? I'm just trying to figure stuff out. Curious critter. I'm gonna help you. Here, let me do something. Add mod and add mod. There you go. Any rude comment you can get rid of because I'm just done with them at this point. You know, if they want to spend the rest of their life,
Her frame rate is abysmal. Yeah,
to get some kind of reaction. It's just lame at this point.
It's just lame.
It's just lame at this point. I'm not living with G-Man for the last frickin' time.
Yes, you are. We know already. Good try, though.
Dumb shits.
We got confirmation.
God. Stop trying to get where I live, okay? It's creepy. It's creepy.
Work harder, G-Man. We need better internet.
So I'm going to start in the Epistle of James, which is at the very back of the Bible, by the way. And I'm just going to start at, the part of the introduction of this Bible because it's got like this really good introduction part, but it's got like a really good lesson at it. And then the chapter
Is she going to just read from the Bible?
Spiritual. I'm a believer in Christ.
Okay.
Alone is really a really bad feeling. It's not good at all. Explain my religion to me. I don't have a religion. I'm spiritual. I'm a believer in Christ.
Oh, she's one of those. I'm not religious. I'm
which is
spiritual.
Love the widows, love the orphans, love the poor, take care of those who are in need, treat people with respect, be honest, be humble.
Be honest, be humble. Two things
And
that
believe
Shanny
that
does
Jesus
not
Christ
know
is
how to
Lord.
do.
King James Version, yeah. So let me start here. Faith without works cannot be called faith. Faith without works is dead. And a dead faith is worse than no faith at all.
See,
Faith must work. It must produce. It must be visible. Verbal faith is not enough. Mental faith is insufficient. Faith must be there, but it must be more. It must inspire action. Throughout his epistle to Jewish believers, James integrates true faith in everyday practical experience by stressing that true faith must manifest itself.
such BS. She only loves herself,
Like I'm
right?
doing now,
Exactly.
for instance,
Spot on.
is a work of faith. Faith endures trials. Trials
Mark.
come and go, but a strong faith
Nice.
will face them head on and develop endurance.
Strong faith. Strong. We need that strong faith.
All right, Rebecca. Some people call it Christian. I don't like that label so much because I hear Christian in my head because I was an atheist and I like, no offense to the people who do label themselves Christians, but I think of a very judgmental person.
She's a Christian. She's 100% Christian. She believes in Jesus Christ. That is the literal definition of a Christian, Jesus Christ. I mean, I don't understand why that's so difficult or why there are so many Christians out there. They're like, yes, I believe in Jesus, but I am not a Christian. Like, you're a Christian. You believe in Jesus. That's literally where it came from.
Who wants to
Is this
lord
Ben Shapiro or
the Bible
something,
over
right?
you and tell you you're going to hell? And I know I've said people are going to go to hell before, but these are literal people who just want to see the suffering of others.
Of others.
Like, it's very biblical to say if you enjoy seeing other people suffer, you will inherit the kingdom of hell. You will, because that's where your heart is. Your heart is with Satan. Your heart is with following dark and evil things. Your heart definitely isn't following the light of Christ. It's not following love. And yeah, sometimes people fall from the loving thing, but I think it's more about trying and trying to do it and going forward to it.
Funny, I've left messages about false prophets on their internet pages challenging her to prove how she's not a false prophet, but she won't acknowledge it. So proof positive. Yeah. I know a handful of people like that where they claim to have these revelations from either the Bible or from God that only they have, and no one seems to agree with them. Like, wouldn't that necessarily make them claiming that they're a prophet. You know, like they're getting a message that nobody else is guessing and or nobody else is getting, and then they have to pass it on. You know what I mean? I don't know. I was never a Christian, so all of this stuff is just kind of gobbledygook to me. I don't really care, honestly. Literally every believer has their own way to believe in Jesus. There are as many sects as there are believers. Yes, exactly. Like, and I have tried to use that argument before, and it seems to make Christians extremely angry because it's like, no matter which Christian you speak to, the one that you're having that conversation with believes that the way that they've interpreted the Bible and the religion is the correct one, and everybody else is wrong. Right? But they all can't be right. And with them all being so different, how is somebody like me who's never had any experience with Christianity like growing up, how am I supposed to tell the difference between dude over here that is telling me one thing about the Bible and then dude over here that's telling me something completely different about the Bible, but they're both claiming that they're correct? You know what I mean? So it doesn't make sense to me, looking at the big picture, that this all loving, all caring God that loves everybody and wants everybody to end up in heaven with him is allowing his message to get so skewed amongst his own believers, right? Because if they all can't agree on what their God's message is, then why would anybody that's a non-believer consider their stance, right? Like, how are we supposed to believe you when everybody is giving us a different message? Like, it would seem simple to me for their God to kind of straighten things out so that everybody's got the same message and then they can pass that message along. But that's not how it works.
And it is a
Hi,
work
David
of
Anthony.
endurance. It really is. I was an atheist 14 years after being raised Baptist, laugh out loud, so I get it. Yeah. It's hard though. Trials come and go, but a strong faith will face them head on and develop endurance.
Strong
faith
faith.
Understands temptations. It will not allow us to consent to our lust and slide into sin. Faith obeys the word. It does not merely hear and not do. Faith produces doers. Faith harbors no prejudice. For James, faith and favoritism cannot coexist. Faith displays itself in works. Faith is more than mere words.
I don't want to hear her preach.
It overtly
Go
responds
faster.
to the promises
Go
of God.
faster, lady.
Faith controls the tongue. This small but immensely powerful part of the body must be held in check. We all need our mouth checked.
We all need our mouth checked.
Oh wow.
There's so many places to go with that. Considering the teeth falling out of her face, we could take that literally. With the racist stuff that falls out of her face, we could take that metaphorically. So there's too many jokes there. Too many jokes. I wonder what Shanny would think if Jesus thought about drugs. I don't know. That's a good question. I'd imagine there would have been drugs back then, like things like tobacco, and I don't know if they knew about cannabis way back then, but I'd imagine there was other drugs that they were taking. So it's interesting. Are drugs ever mentioned in the Bible in any capacity, even like ancient drugs? I wouldn't know. Mushrooms? Oh yeah, mushrooms too. John of Patmos chewed some.
Rebecca, thank you for that testimony. Faith can do it. Faith acts wisely. It gives us the ability.
Faith acts wisely, but faith is just believing in something without any evidence to support it, right? Like, you have faith that something is true, even though you don't have anything actually to confirm that it's true. Because if you have something that confirms something is truth, then faith isn't necessary, right? So faith is kind of, in my opinion, useless.
Choose wisdom that is heavenly.
They talked about herbs in the Bible that could mean drugs. Yep, that's a possibility.
Faith produces separation from the world and submission to God. It provides us with the ability to resist the devil and humbly draw near to God. Finally, faith waits patiently for the coming of the Lord. It's coming soon. I have no doubt.
It's coming soon. That's what we've heard for 2,000 years. So the definition of soon that we have compared to what apparently Jesus had, very, very different. The true Christian says that they have it wrong and that they are at Jesus' mercy. So they do the best they can to allow others to do the best they can. Faith is believing in something despite having no evidence. Oh, okay. All right, that makes sense.
Everything that he said would be in Matthew 24 is happening. Everything. And it's quite interesting at this point.
What's in Matthew 24 that's supposedly happening? My former Christians, help me out here. What is exactly happening? The destruction of the temple and the signs. Destruction of the temple and the sign of the end times. Oh, okay. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I almost did choke on my own saliva there. You will hear of wars and rumors of wars, but see to it that you are not alarmed. Well, I mean, can we think of a time where humans were not at war somewhere in the world? So, I mean, that's kind of a constant. Nation will rise against nation. That's the same thing of war. Kingdom against kingdom. Again, war. There will be famines and earthquakes in various places. Again, these are the beginning of birth pains. Sassy, get your inhaler. I took my inhaler. I took my steroid inhaler before I started my stream. And it just hasn't really fully kicked in. Like I said, on days like today where it's really damp and rainy and it's going to be more rain and the temperature changes so drastically, my lungs just hate me so much. Then you will be handed over to be persecuted and put to death, and you will be hated by all nations because of me. So this is just kind of feeding into the whole Christian persecution complex, right? Like, I'm a Christian, everybody wants to persecute me, blah, blah, blah. At that time, many will turn away from the faith and betray and hate each other. Well, I mean, there's a lot of hatred going on in the world, and a lot of it doesn't have anything to do with religion. Many false prophets, ooh, Shanny, that sounds familiar, will appear and deceive many people. Oh, Richard Madsen. Because of the increase of wickedness, the love of most will grow cold. But the one who stands firm in the end will be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom will be preached in the whole world, blah, 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 blah. And the end will come. So, I mean, this is kind of, this to me is very, very vague. You know, like, ooh, some people are going to be hungry. There's going to be war. There's going to be earthquakes. I mean, it's not being very specific about like time frame. I mean, those are things that kind of occur in cycles in the world. So, I mean, it doesn't really lead me that we're in the end times now. You know what I mean? Um, I mean, false prophets have always been a problem. You know, people coming up, popping up and saying, hey, I'm the next Messiah type thing. Like, I interviewed somebody on my channel actually that was claiming that his father was actually the next prophet after Muhammad in Islam. And he had a whole new revelation that he's sharing online. You know, so, and I mean, I've seen that through a lot of people. There's that David Yoon guy who claims to get revelations from God about, he's been getting revelations from God all year about Trump's going to be back in office. Trump's going to be back in office. Trump's going to be back in office. Is Trump back in office? Absolutely not. But he's been claiming that God is specifically telling him these things. And he makes YouTube videos basically coming up with excuses why the things that he says are coming from God are not happening, you know? And that's happening more and more as the internet grows bigger, right? We have a bigger community. People have platforms now to voice these concerns. So they're popping up even more and more. That dude should be fucking deported. He won't as long as liberals exist. None of that stuff is today. Okay. Scared Trump will get back in. I really hope not. I really, really hope not. But I guess we'll have to wait till 2024 for that. Maybe old age and his poor health will get him in the meantime. Because, you know, he doesn't exactly live a very healthy lifestyle. So maybe he'll croak before then.
Through trouble and trial, it stifles complaining. The name Icobos, or James, in 1:1 is the basis for the early title Icobo Epistol, Epistle of James. Icobos is the Greek form of the Hebrew name Jacob, a Jewish name common in the 1st century.
She
Chapter
lose her
1.
place?
James, a servant of God,
Oh,
and the
she's
Lord
not
Jesus
going to read the
Christ,
whole
to the
thing, is
12
she?
tribes which are scattered abroad greeting. My brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into diverse temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. But let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing.
I heard that Trump might run again in 2024. Yeah, I mean, a lot of us have heard that rumor that he might run in 2024. I honestly do not know if that has been 100% been confirmed. I think he's just kind of trying to hint at it. Why can't she just read the one verse and not the whole chapter? I have no idea. It's Shanny. Why does Shanny do anything that Shanny does, right? Okay, that's more reading. Oh, this looks like talking. Ooh, that freeze frame. Yikes.
He shall give it back to you. You know, he'll give you what you've given, you know. He'll give it back to you.
Wait, is
eventually.
she? Hang on. Let's go back here.
Give to people liberally. Like, you just, like, they ask for something and you give liberally to them. God's, and some people are like, that's prosperity preaching, but that's literally what this is prosperity preaching, like right in the Bible.
What the hell is prosperity preaching? Someone explain that to me. Prosperity. Prosperity theology, sometimes refers to as the prosperity gospel, the health and wealth gospel, blah, 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 is a religious belief among some Protestant Christians that financial blessing and physical well-being are always the will of God for them. And that, whoops, my mouse is not cooperating. Okay, and that faith, positive speech, and donations to religious causes will cause increase to one's material wealth. Okay, okay, that makes more sense. That's kind of like, you see that in other religions too, and the one that pops into my head really is pagan, and Wiccan in particular. The rule of three, basically. And there's I can't remember what it's called. But it's about positive energy, and the positive energy that you put out is what you get back. So if you put out negative energy, you get negative energy back. It's kind of the same idea, as I understand it anyway. If you don't expect something back, Shanny, like you do from people you've bought, right? She uses that as a weapon against people. I've helped you. How dare you not be 100% loyal to me? You know what I mean? Like, she wants to buy her loyalty, and then she's trying to pass that off as, she's giving from her heart, when that's not what it is. There's an ulterior motive behind her giving, and we all know that. I read an article that he wrote to Twitter and begged to get his Twitter back. Yes, he actually tried to sue Twitter, I believe, to get his Twitter back. And yeah, that didn't work out so well for him.
If you give abundantly and you don't hold back on what you're given, he shall give it back to you. You know, he'll give you what you've given, you know.
If this is true, then Shanny, how come everything that you've given, you're essentially homeless and living in somebody else's house right now, begging people for money to be able to buy groceries? So, I mean, you're kind of living proof that that doesn't work.
He'll give it back to you eventually. Not right away, but he will give it back to you. Just have faith in that. Hence faith. But let him ask in faith, nothing wavering. For he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea, driven with the wind and tossed. For let not the man think that he shall receive anything of the Lord.
Motion.
A double-minded man is unstable in all ways. Let the brother of low degree rejoice in that he is exalted.
She never gave much money. She's lying.
Oh,
yeah, I don't doubt that at all. But even if we were to grant her that she did give people money, still there's no proof here that she's getting anything back, right? I can't remember who it was that told me. I think it might have been Dinah. But how she was talking about that one stream about all the celebrities that know who she is. And then I was introduced to the world of Cameo, and how you can pay all these celebrities to know who you are, and all the number of celebrities that are on there that you can pay to make videos for you, and how quickly, like, almost the entire cast of one of my favorite shows is there, so you can't sit there and claim that they know who you are when you've paid them, and they probably make your video, take your money, and then move on to the next person and completely forget who you are. So it's laughable. The law of law wasn't me. I can't remember who it was, but someone told me about Cameo and about how it might have been Freddie then. I, I have a really bad memory, so I apologize. But someone did tell me that she paid a number of celebrities for cameos, and that's how she claims that they know her.
Fully, as
which
some
doesn't
of these
surprise
people
me at
are.
all.
You need to let him rejoice in the Lord and not be, oh, look at you. But you sin. No, let him rejoice in the Lord. Don't matter if he sins. Jesus is going to take care of that. You must have faith that Jesus is going to help people through their sins. It's better than you prejudging them and then they become holier than you and then you look like an ass.
But wait, you just spent 10 minutes judging Chantal and how you could no longer support her because of what she was doing. So, wow. Yes, she did. Charlie Sheen and Gilbert Gottfried. Yes.
But the rich, and that he is.
Don't forget, she said Prince, I think, wrote a song about her. Did she really? Did she really? And Prince passed away how long ago? Let's see. How long ago did he pass away? 2016. So she would have been on YouTube around then because she's, yeah. But Prince wrote a song about her, apparently. She honestly believes this woman. The more I learn about her, the more I see how delusional she is. Yikes. How could you get up in the morning and just, I've really never understood that kind of delusional thinking. There's got to be something mentally wrong for you to actually get up and think that about a celebrity. And Shanny's not the only case that I've ever seen of that. There's people out there that believe that celebrities are actually in love with them and it's not a catfishing issue. So, yeah, I don't know. Poor Shanny.
Because as the flower of the grass, he shall pass away. For the sun is no sooner risen with a burning heat.
Oh, my yarn is
it
here.
It withereth the grass, and the flower therefore falleth, and the grace of the fashion of it perisheth. So also shall the rich man fade away in his ways. Like, give abundantly to people. If you have money, give abundantly to people. Give it all away, and you will get great rewards in heaven. You will. Blessed is a man that endureth temptation. For when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that love him. Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of God, for God cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempteth he any man. But
Wasn't God tempted by Satan at some point, though? Wouldn't that be a contradiction in the Bible? Yeah, I just sent the little one out to go grab the package, so yeah. So she just read that God could not be tempted. But then after being baptized by John the Baptist, Jesus was tempted by the devil after 40 days and nights of fasting in the Judean desert. So, and Jesus is God, is he not? So that would mean that God was tempted. Hi, Glitchy, how are you?
Every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. So this is your own wants, your own, what you want. That's what causes this temptation. But what if you're not of wanted? What if you try to train your mind where you don't want anything, that you feel like everything is given to you by God? What if you train your mind for that?
Why would you want to do that? What would be the benefit of that at all?
What if you turn from that? I don't get enough stuff. What if you don't do that?
I'm great, Glitchy. Thank you. I just sent the child out to go get my delivery. I got some yarn. I hope she didn't get wet. She probably can't find it. I don't hear her boots.
You're going to see God's reward. And when lust hath conceived it, bringeth forth sin, and sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death. Like for instance, if you do lash out at that person, or you do have sex with that person, you're going to get hurt. That person probably doesn't really care for you. The person you lashed out at is going to be hurt. Their feelings are going to hurt, and they're probably going to judge you back and lash at you even harder than what you lash them out as.
That's just human nature.
And then other people get involved in it too. and
Is
then
she
comes your
really
destruction.
trying to rationalize like YouTube drama with the Bible? That's ridiculous. I'm grabbing packages now too. Okay, I'm gonna have to go. Doesn't take her that long to run around to the front step
it's not
to
worth
get the
it.
package. So I'm gonna leave you with Shanny for a
Hi,
moment,
Trisha.
and I'm gonna run around and grab my package, and then I'll be right.
It's not worth it. Do not err, my beloved brethren. Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above and cometh down from the Father of lights, with whom is no variableness, neither shadow of turning. Of his own will beget he us with the word of truth, that we should be a kind of fruits, first fruits of his creatures. Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear and slow to speak, slow to wrath. Now, I keep telling my husband this because he has a temper. I said, God gives you 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. He wants you to hear more than you speak. Sometimes you speaking is not necessary. Sometimes you need to hear the person instead of blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? For the wrath of man worketh not the righteousness of God. See, if you're going out in wrath and you're lashing out at people, you're not showing the righteousness of God. You're not doing him any dues by calling someone out like that. Wherefore, lay apart all filthiness and superfluity of naughtiness and receive with meekness the engrafted word, which is able to save your souls. This is something I have to work on personally as a Christian because I'm very naughty and I have a very filthy mouth. I have to, I know I'm laughing at it, but I have to stop it. We all do. You know? But be ye doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. Like when you're reading this book, for instance, you're supposed to be living it. This is your guidebook to life, dudes. This is your guidebook. You're supposed to be doing it, not just hearing it and being like, hallelujah. No. You got to do it. Because if you don't do it, your faith is nothing. You just listen to a Harry Potter book pretty much. And you used it for entertainment's sake. But did you ever apply it to your life? Did you ever see if it actually worked? Because I'll tell you, the more you apply the Bible to your life, the more you see the works of God and the more you realize that this is true.
The more you realize this is true. The little stinker went to the front door, got my yarn, and my aunt and uncle live in the main house, and then I live in like an apartment because this house is like 3 units. She decided she was going to stay and play and not bring the package back to me. The little butt. The little butt. All right. We're going to... Ooh, it smells new. I love it when it smells new. There. Oh, look at that. It is pretty full pink. It's beautiful. It is called Sea Coral. I love it. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm going to make a hat now. Now that it's becoming winter, I can break my hats out again, and I can start wearing them while I'm streaming. It's storming. Going to wait for rain to start and then leave. It's supposed to storm. We're supposed to have some doozy storms tonight and a lot of rain, which means probably next door the basement is going to flood. But, you know, just got back from running around to my banks to get some finances straightened out. I just bought 20 million in Shiba crypto. It's supposed to go from 20 to 1 cent. I'll sell half of it each. So if you were to do that, David Anthony, just out of curiosity, how much of a profit would it be for that? I know it's gorgeous, isn't it? I love it. It is going to make an absolutely beautiful hat. I'm hoping that I have enough here to make a hat and to make like I can't remember what they're called, but they're like the fingerless gloves where they go up your hand and then your thumb sticks out, but your fingers are free. If not, I'll have to get another one, but it's so pretty. Pink is my favorite color, so I was wondering what you were going to make. Yeah, you know, I have my Facebook. I don't know if you guys know, but you can save posts that you see on Facebook, and it's like a separate list. And my list is just fingerless mitts. Thank you. My Facebook list, save list, is just basically all kinds of random crochet patterns that I want to do. About 99,000. Wow. That's crazy. That's a lot of money. That's pretty crazy. My husband wants to learn how to do all of that. That's kind of over my head. So, all right, let's get back to Shan and her preaching.
For if any be a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like unto a man beholding his natural
more
face
reading
in a
from the
glass.
Bible. No, I
For
don't
he
want
beholdeth himself and goeth his way,
Don't do it.
and straightway forgetteth what manner of man he was.
Cost me $500.
But whosoever looketh into the perfect law of liberty and continueth therein, liberty, the perfect law of liberty. Let people be free to do what they want.
You can't do that though. There has to be limitations, right? So sure, let people be free to do what they want until doing what they want harms somebody else. And unfortunately, like, that should be common sense. Like, do whatever the hell you want as long as you're not hurting anybody else, right? But unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there that don't really understand that, and they think do whatever you want means do whatever you want without consequences to others. And unfortunately, we see that concept alive and well in the whole people that don't want to get vaccinated, right? Like, my body, my choice, I should be allowed to do what I want. Well, okay, sure, but then you can't be allowed to put other people at risks at the expense of, their freedom. So it's a kind of a give and take. You can have personal freedom, sure, but that comes with a level of responsibility to the other people around you. Like, if you're living by yourself out in the woods and you're not interacting with anyone, sure, then it doesn't matter. But if you're part of a community, if you're part of society, then you have a responsibility to the other people that you live with in that community, to have a concern for safety. Thanks, Leon. You have a great day. Have a great weekend, too. I appreciate you being here. Except abused children and spouses claiming it's for do you see how much I tripped over that word? Performance art.
And continueth therein. He be a not forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work. This man shall be blessed.
Doer of the work. Something Shanny doesn't know how to do.
If any man among you seem to be religious and bridleth not his tongue, but deceiveth his own heart, this man's religion is vain. You have to control your tongue. I know it's hard.
Sometimes you have to control your tongue
that you don't like to hear, and you just want.
Yeah. Okay, so I know she's saying tongue, and she's dropping the G, but you have to control your tongue. Shanny, you way close to a ton, so I guess you do have to control your tongue. Okay, corny joke. Yes, I know that, but I had to go there. Couldn't resist.
Want to tell him that he's just a piece of shit? You see, there it is, the filthiness.
Oh, filthiness.
See what I mean?
Oof, right?
Bad ton. Corrupted.
Bad ton. Bad ton.
Pure religion and undefiled before God and the Father is this: to visit the fatherless and widows in their affliction,
from the damn
and to
Bible?
Keep himself unspotted from the world. That's one thing that I've noticed with the fatherless is not many people talk to them. People ignore mostly the fatherless a lot of the times.
The fatherless?
Hi, Stacy. How are you, beautiful? I love you.
I couldn't hear what Rev said.
Chapter 2. My brethren,
Rev certainly can't control his tongue. No, he can't. Absolutely.
With respect of persons. He did. He respected people. Like, he treated them with respect. Oh, it's okay, Stacy. No rush for you. For if there come unto you assembly a man with a gold ring and goodly apparel, and there come in also a poor man in vile raiment, and ye have respect to him that weareth the gay clothing.
Woo! We got a good view of that toothless mouth there. She really is losing a lot of them. Do you see that? Like, she's just got very much like a horse's mouth, where you can see the first 4 teeth in the front of her mouth, and then there's nothing else for the rest of it. Wow.
If you're flamboyant, the Bible says you're wearing gay clothing, guys.
Okay, then happy.
I just say it's right there.
Yeah.
I think I saw one fall out, right? It's expected. Maybe it will go to 1 cent by the end of the year. I'll sell half and let the rest ride. When she says ton instead of tongue, is that a veiled reference to her weight? Right? That was my first thought. Though I do repeatedly say that she drops the G's to save them for when she uses the racial slurs. What's wrong with being gay? Nothing's wrong with being gay. Absolutely nothing. But Shanny kind of gives us the, I don't know. She tries to say that she's an ally, but then she does say a lot of homophobic things. So it's kind of like, I don't really know 100% where she stands on that. I don't know. I can't personally say for sure, but she has said some homophobic gay isn't happy, I suppose. Yeah, that's true. That's true, because gay does mean happy, so it could mean that as well. I'll have about 50 grand. If it does that, I'll quit my job. My ETH is at 7,500, up from 5,000 last month. Yeah, being poor does suck. Absolutely. Closeted Christian supporter probs. Yeah.
And you have respect for him that weareth the gay clothing and saying to him, sit thou
She
here
also
in a
drops
good
her
place and say
L's.
to the poor,
She
stand
says
thou there or
also,
sit here
oh.
under my footstool. Are you not partialing yourself?
That was a piece of bone from the clearance hot dog
like,
she had to
seriously, if I see a
buy.
homeless person
Oh my
compared to a
God,
rich person,
Roland.
I can
Your stream stopped on me. Did it? Can you guys hear me now? Can you see me now? Let me know. Let me know. Let me refresh. Still going for me. Okay. All right. My computer has been kind of shady. Oh, it jumped onto... That's why. Because my internet has gone out and it jumped to my aunt's internet. That would be why. Gotcha. So I'm still connected to the internet. It's just not my own internet because my internet right now has gone out. No, it's not. It's my internet. I disconnected apparently. So, because my modem right now is showing that I do not have any internet. But again, because my aunt and uncle live next door, I do have their network saved. So it paused basically because it jumped from my network to her network. That's why. So we'll see. We'll see how well this plays out because they don't have the their signal isn't the strongest over here
more
for me.
respect to the poor person than the rich person. That's just me. That's just me. There's been times where I've just left a conversation just to talk to a homeless person. I have. Because you never know if that homeless person is an angel undercover testing your faith. You never know. Just
really? What? Wow. Well, I guess technically you would be the homeless person now, wouldn't you? Brain frog. Hi, Spooky. How are
in my
you?
personal opinion, a lot of homeless people are angels testing faith constantly. Are you going to
a lot of homeless people are angels testing faith. I would love for you to find one homeless person that makes that claim. Yeah. Oh boy. This See, this is it doesn't make sense to me. Like, I don't know. I didn't want to go too deep into Christianity. I kind of wanted to focus on Shanny. But husband and I are probably going to be doing a Convince Me stream tomorrow night. So maybe we'll cover that when we do that stream. She's right. I'm super cool demigorgon, devil, angel, lord. That is Jesus Christ. Shanny tried to say brain fog, but said, oh, brain frog. Well, it's Shanny, so.
And love them and treat them with respect? Are you going to help them? Are you going to love them like you would want to be loved in that position if you were homeless, if you didn't have anything?
That's
We're
why I donate to food banks and things like that. I do what I can within my means to help other people that are less fortunate for me. Like, um, last year, I was a little more financially stable around the holidays. So I bought Christmas presents and gave them away, kind of like a Secret Santa type thing. So when I have the means to be able to give to people that are less fortunate, I 100% absolutely do. And I don't need a God to pressure me into doing that. I don't need a promise of going to heaven to be able to do that. It's the right thing to do to help your fellow people, right? I don't need a God or a religion or a priest or a pastor or a shanny to tell me that that's what you need to do. Is she setting herself up to be the recipient when she begs for money? Ooh, that's a good point. What are you sorry for, Glitchy? Shanny used to call poor people peasants, right? Right? Somebody in this stream should have been reminding her about how she treated people when she did have money and how she was displaying it everywhere and, making fun of people that had less money, and making fun of, people that were on food stamps and things like that. It's convenient how Shanny forgets her behavior back then.
wouldn't you want someone to come there and help you out? I think so. I think so. If you were in their position, I think so. And the rich man, he sees a poor person and just walks by, not even helping, knowing he can help and having the ability to help.
Well, I mean, that is kind of the mindset that capitalism has created amongst the people, right? So there's such a wealth divide now that there's, mostly poor people, there's rich people, and there's kind of really no in between anymore almost. And capitalism just keeps building up the rich people and lets them, get the tax cuts and the bailouts and, putting their money in offshore accounts just to build their wealth even more without contributing back to society, right? While making that money off of the poor people. And that's the environment that capitalism has created for us.
It doesn't do crap. That
Dude, if karma does exist, it
whatever.
slapped her hard. It absolutely 100% did.
Bad, man.
Dear Capital One,
Hearken,
why are you messaging me?
my beloved brethren.
Oh.
Hath not God chosen the poor of this world, rich in faith and heirs of the kingdom which he hath promised to them that love him? Chosen the poor over the rich. He chose those who gave everything they had and been shunned away from society. He chooses those people over the people who have everything and know everything and try to lord themselves over everyone.
And that's really, well, that could be why my internet is not working as well, because I just got a weather alert on my phone saying that there is a severe thunderstorm incoming. She hasn't learned a damn thing. Absolutely not. No, and it's funny because I've had this almost this exact conversation with Christians before, right? There's a lot of Christians out there that support personal wealth, that if you go out there, you work hard, you make your own money, you take care of yourself, you get to keep it all. You shouldn't have to, contribute the wealth to the rest of society. You shouldn't have to help other people. You should just be able to keep what you make. And that dude over there, he's homeless. He should just, pull up his bootstraps and go out there and get a job and take care of himself. And I shouldn't have to contribute to helping him at all. And that is a very common mindset that I personally have run into. And yet that's what Shanny's talking about here is not what the Bible teaches, right? Jesus didn't do that. Jesus was out there helping people. So even whether or not, uh-oh, hang on one second. Gonna let you watch Shanny.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving, Stacy. It's Thanksgiving in Canada today. But ye have despised the poor. Do not rich men oppress you and draw you before the judgment seats? Do not they blaspheme that worthy name by the which ye are called? If ye fulfill the royal law according to Scripture, thou shalt love thy neighbor.
All right, guys, I am going to have to let you go. We're going to have to end the stream here. We will do it. We'll pick up another time. But apparently I need to go deal with something. But I want to thank everybody for being here. Please remember to like and subscribe the video if you haven't already. And join us tomorrow night, either at 9 or 9:30. Um, and we'll talk about this more religious stuff. If not, we'll return to Shanny probably on Monday. But you guys are amazing. I love you so much. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.